a beautiful name.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The East China Normal University in June.
Okay.
And my major is music education. And I play the piano.
Excellent.
And I started to play the piano at the age of 5.
Okay, okay. So can I just ask before she starts? And is it in education or is it in piano or what master's do you mean?
Music education. I learn piano and
Vocal
vocal
technique.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's. I wonder, is it music maybe an option? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll hear your performance and we'll have a chat to you then afterwards about it. Thank you very much. We got into some. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry.
That was beautiful. That was lovely. What was your favourite piece there?
The dreaming.
Yes. It's a beautiful piece of music. So you've been studying music education?
Yeah.
Yes. Has your piano studies been part of that program? So if you do a postgraduate course, do you want to keep up the main study of music education?
Yeah, I want to study music.
Okay, right. So music education is funny because it tends to be like I'm quite sure Chinese music education is different to Irish music education. It tends to go to a particular curriculum developed in different countries or different regions. So why would you want to go abroad to study music education?
Because in China, I think Chinese music education is I think the course in our university in the music education is too. I want to learn some different.
Okay. What do you mean by simple?
We just need to study piano and singing.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
And is that how music education is in secondary schools and schools here? Is that how it is in schools, in children?
Yeah.
It's singing and
Sing and
classical piano.
Yeah.
In Ireland, it's different, it's very different.
I want to learn more.
Okay, so you find a lot of, like in Ireland, we try to make space for lots of different music. So there will be there's this place that you can play classical music, you can play folk music or traditional, you can play pop music, and we try to find a space for all those things. So okay, this is a good response. And we have a master's degree in community music as well, which is related, which is that how to facilitate groups in curricular and non-curricular contexts. That's interesting. Would you want to keep up your keyboard studies?
Yeah, I want to.
Okay. We have a particular strength in keyboard studies, and in the keyboard and historical keyboard studies. So we have a few harpsichords which are hard to keep in tune. Okay. And what's your favourite type of music?
I like classical music.
Okay. And what did you like then?
I like pop.
Pop music. That's okay. That's good. Most of the world likes pop music. There's fewer and fewer people like classical music, but that's okay. And would you still listen to pop music? Would you listen to pop music still?
Yeah,
Good,
I still.
Would you listen to other music? Would you listen to jazz or
Sometimes I listen a little of jazz.
Okay, that's good. Again, we think very important is that there's a whole world of music, and as academics, if we just study classical music, we're missing a lot.
Yeah.
And if you're into education, if you're teaching youngsters, and they like pop music, they love it. And going into their heart and into their musicality, and it's through the music they love, not through music they don't love. So you bring them out of, you can take them through pop music to lots of different musics, and that would be very, very important to us. I think that's very important to a lot of Western curriculum and the Western curriculum. We're having a great chat.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's in the particular interest in music education, but she's interested in the way that music education is taught elsewhere.
Yeah.
I think she's saying that here it's very classically focused and voice focused, yeah. And she's looking at places where they might do it slightly differently, and she admitted to liking pop music. I like pop music.
So do I. Yeah, so I suppose did you talk about the two options?
I didn't, yeah.
So there would be two options in Limerick. One of them is a bit trickier, But we could, I mean, what we would do is put you in touch with the course director who could talk a bit more about it. If you don't understand anything I'm saying, just tell me. Okay, because
She's good English.
great English.
It's based on my English.
Their Irish accents sometimes are not easy to understand, so don't be afraid to say, I don't know what you're talking about. So the one option would be the Professional Masters in Education Music. So this would be a qualification that would enable you to teach music in Ireland in secondary schools. Now it may transfer internationally, but I'm not exactly sure how that would work. And it would be very specific.
We know it does transfer internationally into other Western contexts. We've never had somebody coming from China to do it before.
So it might be possible. Do you see yourself as teaching music in a school?
就以后是想在学校里当老师，教音乐吗？
You see, the system is probably very different here, but in Ireland, you have to train very specifically to teach music in secondary school. In a, would you call it high school? So it's a very specific kind of training. So we'd have to see if that's right for you, and also if that was what you were interested in, we'd have to see how it transfers. So that would be a very important conversation. The other program, which I feel you might be interested in, is a Master's in Community Music. Now that's a very interesting Master's actually, because it's not specifically training you to teach in secondary school in Ireland. It's actually training you to think about music in lots of different community contexts. So the people who come onto the course, they come from a variety of backgrounds, but they want to be involved in delivering music in communities. Now that could mean in what we have in Ireland, we call them old folks homes, so care homes for the elderly. It could mean young children, it could mean in an orchestral context, it could mean workshops, but it teaches you to think about music as something which is, I suppose, more universal, something which it can be very specialised. If you do community music, you can teach very specialised music, but you can also teach music to people who maybe haven't had much of an opportunity to engage with music previously. So it's very broad, as again, but according to your own interests can be accommodated within that.
And both areas, I mean, if you want to do a research career, if you want an academic job in university, both would lead you in similar directions in music education. So you could come back and work, do a PhD and do work in the Chinese university and change the world of music education that way. Both would lead you that way. But the community music is interesting because it specialises mostly in non-curricular contexts. So you do engage some work in curricular contexts, but mostly outside the curriculum context. So
do you know what he's saying there?
你需要我给你解释一下吗？
Yeah.
在这儿意思是，他们学校呢会给到你两个很不错的选择，一个呢是专业的一个音乐教育。那专业音乐教育呢，就是它可能跟有点区别是在于它会 focus on 在 secondary school， 就是 high school， 像中学这种。所以因为它会针对有中学的这些学生，就针对这些学生去一些教学的方式啊之类的。所以这是一个很好的一个走向。但是呢，这个你要考虑清楚你自己的一个未来的职业定向。比如说你以后是想说教的学生呢，他就是在中学这个阶段，那你就可以选择这个专业，因为它很好能够帮助你去选择。那如果你觉得你以后未来的教学的是不仅局限于学生这个年龄段的学生，可能还会有更广、更多元化的学生，像很小的 kids， 对吧？或者像成年人，或者像之类的话，他建议你可以选择他们学校的 community music。然后这个我们用中文翻译呢，可以翻译成这个社区音乐，或者说这个联合音乐，就类似于像这种。那这个专业它很有趣，因为呢他们有很多的比赛，会让你来主持各种各样的音乐节，或者说一些比赛之类的。然后在这个过程中，他会教你很多独特的方式去教不同年龄段的孩子或者人。所以它虽然叫 community music， 但是它实际上会教你去做不同的 去教不同的年龄的孩子啊，或者说这个人啊、成年人之类的，然后你自己也可以去参与到一些创作啊，然后包括之类的，所以就是两个不同的方向。如果你觉得你想教这个在学校里，所以他之前有在问你嘛，你想在学校里当老师的话，他会建议你这个专业。那如果你说你的受众面会更广一点的话，他会建议你选择 communicate music。那觉得这两个是最适合你的。当然，刚才这个Mel也说，你不管你选择 communicate music 是一个非常有趣的专业，你选完以后你也可以回到中国来当老师，然后或者什么都是没有问题，就这个专业会非常的 interesting， 会很有趣。对。
Do you have any questions for us?
No.
Do you want us to explain a little bit more about either of those programs?
Sorry.
Would you like us to explain a little bit more detail about either of those programs?
你可以再解释，就是有可以再 play more.
No, would you like us to talk a little bit more about the programs?
Yeah, 就是你背景啊，或者说你对音乐的这些，对。就再介绍一下你自己，对。
Or do you want? We can put you in touch with the course directors of both.
对，因为他们这样的话会很好的帮你推荐和匹配给相应的这个负责人。
Then the next stage for you is to have a conversation with the course directors to see, because they will give you that more specialised view on the programmes. It might help you to think about what you might
An
like to
email
do.
conversation.
Yeah.
We'll exchange emails until we.
We'll give you more information on them.
你也可以讲讲你的演出经历。
I have played with the 合乐队，
你不叫什么
？Orchestra.
orchestra。
I played with the orchestra for 3 times or 4 times.
Okay.
Yeah, and during the undergraduate period, and I also teach children about an age from 4 to 18, and I teach them how to play the piano and the singing. And
So you have, you already, is that something you really enjoy? Do you really enjoy teaching?
Yeah. I love children.
Yeah. So the other, it's probably a little step away from what you're interested in, but the other program we have which may interest you is a program in music therapy. And that's when you use music in a therapeutic context. Now it's a 2-year master's, but we have had Chinese students who've taken that before, and it seems to be recognised here. So I don't know if it's a thing in China. I don't know to what extent music therapy is established as a practice in China, but it's really growing internationally. And that would enable you to, it's using music in the context of healing, or maybe in the context of dealing with psychological issues, or just enabling people to express themselves in a particular way if they're having difficulties. Like for example, we had one of our lecturers was working with a man who had a bad stammer, and he couldn't speak really, he couldn't get the words out. But when she was working with him through music therapy, she managed to get him to sing, and when he sang, he could express himself. So but there's lots of different facets to it.
他是这样，他说，其实他们学校还有一个特别有优势的一个专业，可以也给你推荐一下，就是叫音乐疗法。音乐疗法专业呢，它是一个2年的研究生，他不知道他在中国他这个专业是怎么样，但是他在国际上是越来越受到关注，因为这个专业呢可以帮助那些人去建立好，可能说一方面去用音乐的语言去帮助很多的人。他说他之前有遇到一个人，他是可能说话的话，他因为喉咙的一些问题，可能说话并不是说得很清楚，但是也是并不是很开朗。然后 后他就学习音乐疗法，然后呢就用学习这个专业，然后呢就很多人学完这个专业以后就去帮助他用音乐去打开了他的这个思想，让他变得很开朗，并且他可以唱得很好，所以让他觉得这个专业他可以帮助很多人，他跟你想去教别人会有同样的一个意义，在于就是用音乐去改变他人，然后就是来帮助别人可以做得更好。他说之前很早以前是有一个中国的学生也在学习这个专业，因为他不知道这个专业在中国这样，但是他觉得它是一个很有前景的专业，它在国际上会越来越有用，所以如果你也可以选择这个专业，所以他会给到你一些建议。
It's another option for you. So, I mean, I think the 3 options we're suggesting is professional masters in education, music, community music, and maybe music therapy, because it seems to me that, you know, you like working with children, so a lot of music therapists would work with children, or they might work with older people, or, you know, they have a mix of people, but sometimes they specialize in working in certain areas, so it's just another option for you.
他觉得他们应该可以给到你很多的选择，就刚才像你讲的，所以取决于你自己，然后我们可以再后续再聊。对。
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was lovely to meet you.